to Scarborough Fair. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. He once was a true love of mine. Trying to make me a cambric shirt. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Without no seams nor needlework, then he'll be a true love of mine. Trying to find me an acre of land. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Between salt water and the sea strands, then he'll be a true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. He once was a true love of mine.
Initialize dampeners. Cut and defeat. Begin transmission.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Hangout. I'm Bill, and this is Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Good to see everybody. Give me a good sound check, guys. Let me see some 5x5s down there in the chat and let me know if you can hear me. Let me run in here and see if I can show off some of this chat that's been just going crazy here. Pop Actor Rick in here first. He says, "Hey, Rick, good to see you." And Sue Studio comes in and she says hello to us. And she says that she's second. And then Motu Joneser says he's third. I'm third. Hey. And the Radical Mom is here. Good to see you, Radical Mom. And moving on down, Susudio says, I see that Joneser survived his birthday. Then she wonders about me. Well, I'm here. and we'll see a little video here of some of the celebrations, game playing that we did at the birthday party. And Radical Mom said, Joneser had a birthday? I missed that one. Happy birthday, Joneser. And Rick says he promoted the show in the Motu chat over on the Facebook. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate that. And Radical Mom's telling me the happy birthdays. Thank you. And I thanked Rick. And so did Joneser. We thank everybody who promotes our channel outside of YouTube. We appreciate that so much. And Joneser says, thanks for the birthday wishes. They are easier to survive now that I don't drink anymore. That's a good thing there, Joneser. I don't drink anymore either, and I enjoy things a lot better that way. Shaitan Hammer, good to see you, sir. Glad you came in. And Radical Mom was waiting for that music at the beginning, so yeah, and she likes the Scarborough Fair, and I figured I'd play that one again at the beginning today, so there you go. Good for you. Shaitan's Hammer wishing me a happy birthday. Thank you. Honor you 83. Hey there. And the Rickster says, Bill, like 35 now. You got the numbers transposed there, bub. Figuratively speaking says, good afternoon to everyone. Good to see you. Figuratively speaking, glad you showed up. Gojatron. Dun, 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 dun. Just rewatched last night's show. Good Captain Marvel talk. He ain't Shazam. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And moving on down, Rick says he wishes he was still in his 30s. Yeah, me too. Warmade Cardboard, John, good to see you. Hello there. Good to see you too. Susudio wants the party started. Radical Toys here in the house. Good to see you, man. And what's John saying here? Since this is for mature audiences, I guess I can't participate. Oh, yes, you can, because you're just as mature as we are. 5x5. Thank you, Radical Toys. That tells me that I'm doing good. The sound is good. Everybody tells me sounds good. Sir, I like salt in the house today. Good to see you there, sir. Super Bill, awesome, loud and clear. Good. Sounds good. Boba Hicks here. Good to see you, Boba Hicks. And now that I've got the chat all set up for us, let's go ahead and get Motu Jones.
What's up, everybody? It's Joneser, your favorite comic book guy. So let's do this.
Is your sound on, Joneser?
Oh no! Can you hear me now?
I can. You sound like the man on the cell phone commercial used to run around. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's what I was going for there. Can you hear me now? Good.
All right. Yes, sir. Loud and clear, 5x5. Thank you. Welcome to the show, Joneser. What did you do for your birthday? And I'll tell you what I did for mine.
I didn't do much. We went out to eat with the wife and kiddos there, and then I pre-recorded a live stream with this guy. He's a pretty good guy. He's got a good channel. You guys should check him out. It's a Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. I'm a co-host on the show. It's weird. It's weird. It's fantastic, and it's always an adventure.
Absolutely. And that was an adventure. It was one of the first times that we had done something like that. And I did actually participate in the chat last night when that came on. I was a little disappointed at the number of people who actually showed up for the premiere. And I went to bed thinking, man, I probably messed up by doing it that way. You know, nobody wanted to watch the show. And then I woke up this morning and looked at my analytics, and it performed about as usual. So thank you, everyone who watched that. I appreciate that. You saw the old lady come in. Paula came in to say hey to everybody real quick. But anyway, yeah, I appreciate everybody watching that. It was an event. And then we did the impromptu live stream the night before on Friday, and that did excellent. I mean, I was really surprised because I told no one I was going to do that. Me and Joneser just did that.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I pre-recorded on Thursday, Friday, my actual birthday. We did the live. That's right.
Yeah. See, the whole weekend's getting a blur to you, isn't it, man? Anyway, yeah.
Well, I had to move my daughter yesterday into a new apartment, and so I worked my butt off, and I guess my brain's a little fried. But I mean, as far as the live last night being kind of sparsely attended, that probably just speaks to that we weren't there. Live and in person right now, that's a different feeling than watching something pre-recorded.
Well,
So
I know Rick
wanted to.
Yeah, I know Rick came in early, and the way Premiere is set up, they have a countdown timer that starts, and then I, in my infinite wisdom, said I'm just going to set this up like it's a real live stream. And when I cut it together after we pre-recorded it, I cut it together as if we were actually doing a live stream because I thought it'd be funny, So the YouTube countdown timer came through, and it was like a 2-minute timer. And then Rick chimes up and goes, I just wasted 2 minutes of my life.
Could have fast forwarded it.
Yeah, well, just fast forward the YouTube timer. It's going to timer before the premiere anyway. It's just
I suppose a premiere you have to watch it in real time.
Yeah, but anyway, Studio kept wondering if there was anybody there. I was answering you in the live chat, Studio. If you watch the live chat replay, there were people there. I think Johnny Sorensen showed up, which I appreciated. There were some other people there. A lot of people were over on Ozzy's stream. Ozzy was doing his anniversary stream, and they cross streamed it across everybody's platform that was participating in that. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I have that set up here. Me and Jones are going to have to play with that so that he can cross stream this when we do it on Sunday sometimes.
That would be cool.
Let's see. Let's check out what John's saying here. Friday, I had to clear the main sewer line in my house. Ew. Yesterday, I cut the grass. Today, I'm so sore I can hardly move. All I can say is being 52 years old is not painless. No, it's not. And here's the bad news. It don't get any better, bub. Nope. I'm a year older, so I can tell you that with emphasis. Toy Mama, hello. Good to see you. All right. Let's get this show on the road. Tonight, I think at 6 p.m. Central Time, everybody run over and check out Eternian Ellipse. He's going to show us around his toy room and show us some of the things that he's done in there. Well, actually, it's his collection room. He collects more than just toys, so it's going to be an interesting thing. So I'm going to go over there and check it out before I go to bed. I may even show up on the show. You never know. So
I'm certainly going to try to. I do have to run into work and sanitize the equipment at some point today. So I do not know if I will be around when that comes, but I will definitely check the replay. Well, one thing I wanted to add about our buddy Eternian Ellipse there is we're trying to push to get him to 100 subscribers. We'd love to see him go much further than that. But for right now, we're just trying to get to that 100 subscriber milestone. And lost me for a sec there.
Yeah, that phone rang.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But anyway, I was just saying we got to get Clifton to
We got to get Clifton to 100 subscribers. So he's right now in his 60s. I think he was 66 last time I looked. It may be more than that now. But if you haven't subscribed to Eternian Ellipse over there with Sir Clifton, please do. And like his videos and share them around. He's just a small startup YouTube channel, and we want to see him get to greatness. And the first milestone is 100. He gets some special perks from YouTube when he gets there, and we want to see that happen. Sue Studio says later in the stream, I thought I was by myself and I saw you were there and talking to me. Okay, so you did see me talking to you. Good deal. Figuratively speaking, saying hello to Joneser. Everybody's saying hello to each other. And the Rickster says, I thought it was my iPhone. I ran into the bedroom.
Got him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, I completed your thought there for you there, Joneser.
Thank you.
Answered the phone. We want to get him up to 100 because he gets some special perks when he gets to 100. And like I said, a startup YouTube channel, that's one of your first milestones. So, I'd like to see that happen. Lot of going on in the background there in the Joneser toy room.
There is. We're trying to vacuum out the van and get it cleaned up. We're trying to sell it, and I don't know. The battery keeps dying. I don't know if he had the door open too long or what happened, but now it needs to be jumped and all kinds of fun stuff happening over here.
You know, we're talking about phone ringers there. I've noticed something. If you're above a certain age, the ringtone on your phone is an old-fashioned phone ring, and it's my phone ring. It seems to be Joneser's phone ring, and apparently it's also Rick's phone ring. So it kind of tells us how old we are when you hear that phone ring coming out of a cell phone.
Yeah, how old am I? I'm actually old enough to remember when there was actually a phone stuck on the wall in your house and not in your pocket.
I still have one. I've got a landline in the house. And I've had it for years. I've had some trouble out of it here recently, and I never used to have trouble out of the landline, but we got that sorted out. And I do have it forwarded to my cell phone so that when it rings here in the house, I actually answer it on my cell now. But I'm going to keep my landline, folks. I'm just that way. Hey, Black Phoenix. Toy Mama saying hello to the Radical Mom. Nice meeting you yesterday. Enjoyed myself very much. If you don't know, the Toy Mama is now Radical Mom's new friend, because she is Adam over at Radical Toys' new old lady. So I love it. Rickster saying, I like the old-fashioned ringer. I can hear it more. Well, I like the old-fashioned ringer because it tells me I got a telephone call. All that other shit, that don't tell me I got a telephone call. But if I hear that telephone ringer, I know the telephone's ringing. So, Adam, I remember those days growing up, talking on the phone, and long-ass cord and stretching it into your bedroom or living room. Yeah, we still got a long-ass cord on the phone in the kitchen. My wife used to use that phone all the time, and it had a long ass cord so she could walk all around in the kitchen and go in the living room with it and everything. Yeah. My alarm clock and the alarm clock on the phone is Crazy Train. Yeah, I could imagine that about you, Susudio. I'm just playing. And Jones are just sitting there staring into the screen at us.
I was just reading some of these comments.
Oh, yeah, the comments are hilarious. I love my comments. I love the way the comment section is just popping today. Back in the 80s, our phone was stuck to the wall. It absolutely was. Well, what am I going to do today? Well, I've got a lot of things planned. I thought we would play with the Dungeons and Dragons figures, and I do have them over here. I guess I need to start up the toy cam here. So it's going to take me a second to get that going. So, as I mess around here and waste time on our show, let me get the toy cam going. Let's see if we can get that going here. And hopefully, cross my fingers. Yay! The toy cam is up and running. Move it around a little bit here and get the figures in the screen. And boom. And boom. I'm going to solo myself a second. You're still here, Jones, or we can hear you in chat running on the side. So we got the figures on display. That's just real quick letting y'all see that I got the toy cam up and running. We'll come back over here and get me back on the screen and exit the solo layout, get us back to the way we were. So we're going to look at those. Behind the backdrop there, I've got the two NECA figures of War Duke and Strong. I plan on pulling them out of the box, and this time we're going to put all their shields and then their swords in their hands, and maybe change out some hands and stuff like that. Going back to the chat here real quick. Moss Man is mine, says Susudio. Well, made cardboard, fixing himself some lunch. Do that, man. Got to eat. I don't feel like eating right now. I did a mistake last night and went and ate Taco Bell, so I don't feel hungry today. Robin is yours. I agree. I guess Rick wants the Moss Man. Robin is going to be Motu. Joneser says Motu. Well, best man wins. I mean, we're going to spin those wheels on that, and we're going to do duck races for Robin. And yeah, that's Joneser there telling you that he's shooting for Robin. What kind of toy cam do you have? My toy cam is an iPhone 6S, and my main cam is another iPhone 6S. They are not hooked up to the cellular network. All they are cameras. I bought them on the Evil Bay for a pretty reasonable price, less than $100 a piece. They're refurbished phones. All they do is serve as cameras. What do you use there, Jones? Or no, obviously your phone.
Yeah, it's the I can't remember which version. Whatever the maybe a year or two back iPhone.
Yeah. Miss Deborah's here. Hello, Miss Deborah. She says, hello, Bill Jones and everyone. Good to see you. Rick says, Moss Man is mine. All right. What's the studio saying here? I'm enjoying my brown sugar brulee. I'm pronouncing that right. Mississippi man here. And just finished a wonderful blueberry pie with whipped cream. Sounds good. Black Phoenix says he needs a new iPhone. Okay. And phone camera. Yeah, the cameras in these phones are not bad, folks. They really aren't.
It's better than my webcam. That's why I use it. My webcam's terrible. So, but I got the cheapest webcam you could get. So I need to maybe spend a little more of my moldy money there.
Yeah, those cheap webcams don't work. I've got one over here that I bought that I thought might do the trick, and it's not. The resolution on that's horrible.
It would be okay for me to do whatever, but not to live stream or to stream for the game or any of that.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Figuratively speaking, he says, hey, let's hit that like button, everybody. So I decided to put the alert up there so you could see it. What was it?
We got 17 people in the stream and only 9 likes. So half of you have not done your duty.
Bingo. Thank you, sir. I once dropped my iPhone and shattered the glass. A whole year used broke phone. I've seen that around here. And Adam over at Radical Toys says my Galaxy S20 camera is so good I use it for my unboxings. Yeah, those phone cameras are top notch. And why to me I'm like why buy this $500 digital video camera to use as a webcam when you've got one built into your phone that works good and does the job, right?
Well, that's more or less what I came up with.
And I was using my personal phone like you were as a webcam for a while on this show, and as a result of having people who support me and want to see my show grow and continue on Patreon, I was able to get enough money up to purchase these extra phones so that I don't have to use my personal one for that. And for that, I thank you guys. I've also got memberships open, and I have 4 members of the Weirdos who have joined us. We have Susudio, who likes to let everybody know that she is the very first and original weirdo. And yes, you are a weirdo there, Susudio, and you are the first and original here on Weird Fantastic Toys.
He was probably a weirdo before it was cool.
Yeah. And Shaitan's Hammer came in and became a weirdo. And for that, I appreciate you doing that. And then we had on the live stream Friday night, we had a surprise show up. And that was Rolo, who came in and told us that he's still hanging in there, folks. And he decided that he was going to join the Weirdos and be a channel member. Now, he's been a Patreon of mine for a while, but he also joined the Weirdos. So thank you, Rolo, for that. That would be Masters Maniac Mexico. So I just left Rolo up there in the credits like normal. We all know that he's Masters Maniac Mexico here at Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. And Mike B came in. He's been promising to do this for a while. He came in that night and became a member of the channel. So you can do that as well with the join button. If you can't see a join button, look in the description below, and there is a link that will take you to a page that will allow you to join this channel. And if you don't want to do it through YouTube, you don't want YouTube getting their cut, then go over to the Patreon page and do it on Patreon. If you don't feel like doing that, you can always give me a super chat here in the channel that supports the channel, and I get that money. If you don't want YouTube to get the money, you can do the link that's pinned at the top and do the tip through Streamlabs, and I get more of that money. I've been supporting puppets and trying to come up with a one-person routine that I can film without driving myself mad. Go for it, Shaitan's Hammer. Just keep plugging at it and get it right. Don't be afraid to put something out there, and we will do the best that we can to support you from our end by watching, liking, subscribing, and whenever you get there, you may find that people will support you monetarily as well.
Well, and I saw that comment and highlighted it there because I gotta say, I just got some new video editing software, picture editing software, and some stuff. And yes, this is maddening to try to create content, and you're going to be your own worst critic. And trying to do the playing single player like you're saying too, and doing what you're doing, it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do, and you will drive yourself batty trying to do it. So just the main thing to remember, me and Bill have to remind ourselves of this all the time. Just have fun.
Yeah, and that's the main thing. Is we're having fun here, and that's what it's all about. And Radical Toy, thank you, Susudio, for that super chat. She just gave me a 99-cent super chat. Thank you so much. And it's a super sticker. If you can see the super sticker, can you describe it to us?
Looks like an angry face.
Okay, an angry face. I think she's angry that everybody thinks that they're going to get her Moss Man. It's coming along, says Shaitan's Hammer. Well, we'll keep working at it, man. And Radical Toys was telling us that he does puppets as well, but his are digital. And if you haven't seen that, they are amazing. It's like magic.
Yeah, no, that's
like magic.
That's one of the coolest. And I watched them do it one time. We were live chatting or live streaming or whatever, and we watched them do it live, like right in front of us. Like somebody put a picture up, and he was like, "Oh, hold on a second." The next thing you know, he like grabbed the picture and moved it over, and the next thing you know, there it was. I was like,
I know, and he has also the creator of the opening where my title whooshes out at you, a la Superman the movie. And I appreciate him doing that for me. And he also created the Motu Joneser opening, a couple of openings.
He did, and the logo I use. He's been a supporter of mine way back when I had like maybe 15 subscribers. Like, I credit him a lot with any kind of success I had. And Adam finally got to where he deserves to be. He got over 1,000 subscribers, which was a long time coming. And if you guys aren't subscribed to Radical Toys, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Especially if you're
wrong.
If you want to keep up on the news and whatnot, he's on the pulse. Yeah. He's on it.
Yeah, he's got the time to do it, and he's really getting into it. If I weren't a working man and Jones weren't a guy that had a job that we don't do the 9 to 5s, folks. We do like the 10-hour days that start too early for us and stuff like that. So,
what time do you get up and out of bed in the morning, head to work, Bill?
3 a.m.
Okay, I'll leave the house at 4. Yeah, you got me beat.
We get started at 5:30, get off about 2:30, 3:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, so, I'm out of bed probably by 5:30. I'm at the plant by 6. Probably have the line running by 7, and we leave when we're done.
Yeah, you leave when you're done. Did you hear that, folks? He didn't say we leave 8 hours later. He said we leave when we're done.
Some days it's early, some days it's late. It depends on how skilled I am at setting a table.
Gotcha. And Rickster over there, the pop actor, says he has 5 ventriloquist dummies. Now he he has an extra channel besides his pop actor channel. And you might want to check that out where he has he does the ventriloquism. So check that out. I have. Bet you didn't know that, Rick. Yeah. I was going to try to put on a video this weekend, but being an adult and working around the house got in the way. Yeah, that does happen. Thanks for the coffee money, Susudio. Shaitan's hammer. My grandmother bought me the puppets as a kid to get me out of my shell. Good for you, Grandma. Oh yeah, the merch. You got you a coffee cup at the merch store. I've got one of those too. As a matter of fact, we do have merch here available. Let me go ahead and plug that. That's at the spread shop. You should be able to see some links at the bottom if you're watching it on YouTube on the Pooter. I don't know about if they show them on the phone like they do here on the Pooter. So check out the merch if you see something that you like. My wife likes the little teddy bear that I bought her. So we got all that. Bubba Hicks says Mossman will be right at home here on the Emerald Isle. Yeah, you entered Bubba Hicks, and we know that you're gonna be good for the shipping on that. So you'll be right there on the wheel just like everybody else. I had a love for puppetry since I was a little kid. Good deal. I had a ventriloquist dummy when I was a kid. I think it was Charlie McCarthy, and you pull a little string in his back and his mouth would move. Kind of cool. Mike Fee in the house. Hey, Mike. And Mr. Benny comes in. I'm proud y'all heard from Rolo. I've been wondering about him. Yes. Rolo showed up on the impromptu live stream from Up All Night on Friday night and popped in, became a member of the channel, and he wouldn't tell us very much. He just said, I'm still here. And Blue Sasquatch wondering if it's live. Well, it is today, but it wasn't last night. Rickster says, watch the replay, Blue Sasquatch. And yes, Radical, we don't mind supporting you. You supported us all the way, man, and you deserve all the support back. Radical Mom saying, I love that opening of the Superman when it rushes out. Yeah, and believe it or not, that's not the music from Superman the movie. That is actually some royalty-free music that sounds enough like it to where it evokes that. And that's how you get it.
It makes you feel like that's the right music, but it's not.
Yeah, I learned that lesson from the WWE. They do that a lot with the wrestlers' opening musics that they use when they walk out to the ring.
Yeah, WCW was definitely guilty of that. You can't tell me Diamond Dallas Page's music wasn't Nirvana.
Mm-hmm. And when they played the live shows in the arenas, it was.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And the same thing with Wolfpack. The Wolfpack music. The music that they played live was the music that they were mocking with the tune on the television.
Right. I think they were doing like Tupac or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. I've been bringing the toy news live. I'm in the process of transitioning it to what we would like to know. I do. Where? What did I say something? It was either you or Shaitan's Hammer. One of you guys has got a puppetry channel, and I subscribe to it. I thought it was you, Rick. I might have been wrong. Just subscribe to Radical Toys. What other channels do you recommend? If you look down in the description of this channel, you will see everybody that supports me, okay, listed. Every one of them has a channel, John.
I named a couple too, just off the top of my head.
Yeah, there we go.
That I enjoy.
The Attorney Ellipse, J80 Hobby.
Attorney Ellipse and figuratively speaking are supporters of ours, and J80 is just somebody I'm a fan of.
Yeah, and please do support these people because a lot of these guys are just new. They're just starting out. And please do, Mary. I get a little tiny percentage of everything that I sell on my spread shop page. And Radical Toys is thanking him. And Rickster says, I have the Charlie McCarthy puppet. All right. And I like Salt still with us says the cups came out great and colorful. Thank you, sir. The toy mama says that she works from home, and so she lucked out. A mentor, so my shift change and do so on my days off. All right, that is cool.
My wife works from
And
home, too, so that is easy.
my mail has gone crazy over here. I'm sitting here trying to click things off my screen telling me that mail has come in. There we go. Get that out of the way.
You got mail.
Rick says, it's not me with the puppet channels. The reason why too many people freak out over the puppets. It must have been Shaitan's Hammer. Shaitan's Hammer, do you have a second channel where you do ventriloquism and puppetry? Because I know I subscribed to somebody's secondary channel. And how did I know they had a secondary channel? Well, if you will look, sometimes there's affiliate channels, and you can put your secondary channels in there if you do have a secondary channel.
And see, I flirted with that idea, Bill, of making a secondary channel for my Phasmophobia video gaming stuff, but I saw no point in that. Like, I'm trying to funnel everybody over to this one. Like, why would I try to do another one and keep up with that? That just makes no sense to me. You know, I do understand why other creators do it, you know, but it's
to thwart the algorithm. Like I found out with Magic. If I put Magic over here on this channel, it doesn't do as well as my other videos algorithmically, because YouTube doesn't know what to do with it, and therefore it doesn't promote it. So a lot of creators will create the secondary channel to put their secondary stuff on that doesn't necessarily mesh with their niche that they have for their main channel. Joneser and I are kind of we don't fall into the main line. We don't do what we're told to do. We do what we feel like doing half the time. And yes, we want success. Don't get us wrong.
right.
We're going to get our success, but we're going to do it our way.
Right. Well, I mean, my mom loves to tell this story. You ever seen one of them little things a little kid has where it's got a shape of a circle, shape of a triangle, shape of a rectangle, shape of a square? I sat there and I was trying to get that triangle through the circle hole, and my mom moving my little hand. No, it goes over there. And then she said she could hear me getting mad. I'm going to make that triangle fit through that circle hole. And then all of a sudden she heard this satisfying little clunk. It went through.
There you go.
And she knew what kind of child she had right then.
Sometimes you got to get a hammer to make it go through.
Right.
So,
but she knew she had a stubborn ass, and that is what I grew up to be.
And thank you, World Made Car World. I can't believe I didn't find these earlier. Well, that's one of the things that we do here at our channels is support all the other channels that support us, and that's how we grow here on YouTube as small creators, telling the algorithm, to go to hell, and telling YouTube, you can't tell me what to do. We can do it, and we can do it together. Studio, that Verizon buffering. I'm sorry. You'll just have to work with Verizon about that, or find a better place to sit while you watch the show, babe. Rick says, I suck doing voices. It's really hard to close your mouth and talk. Well, you just kind of get used to it, and it kind of gets to the point where you do it like this. I see my son that smile all the time while they're doing it. I don't know. Radical Toy says, I meet a new toy guy every other day. So many that I wish I could push through YouTube algorithms. Yeah. And like I said, we'll subscribe to these people and we'll watch their stuff when we can. It kind of gets to the point where you can't be everywhere at once. And I think I know, I won't name any names, but I know some other creators who have gotten sick physically trying to do that, and you just can't. But you can support them in all different kinds of ways. Studio saying, I haven't started my channel yet, and I'm thinking of trying to figure out a way to use a cartoon based on me and use a different channel. Well, that's what you do. You don't want to use your main YouTube account as your toy or your channel. You create brand accounts that you do that with. I don't know if that's the way you did it, Jones, but I learned the hard way. Thank you, Studio, for another 99-cent sticker. But you get with Radical Toys. I bet he could help you, Susudio, to create a puppet. You might have to get a computer, not your phone, but a computer, and you'll have to have some software to do that with. One of them is called OBS, which is what I use to put the overlay that you see down below and what puts the alerts up and everything for me. It's a must have. I've been hunting these channels down for a while. Thank you. We appreciate you, World Cardboard, for supporting all of us. Moving right along. Toy Mama says, Adam lets me know about all the ones he has subscribed to, and I'll make sure to subscribe to them all and have a lot of you on Instagram as well. Yes, we do have the Instagram too. I'm at Weird Fantastic Toys over on Instagram. Instagram is the one social media that I'm semi-active on. You may notice that I do have the Facebook, the formerly known as Twitter X, and some others, but I don't really hang out there. Just trying to keep up with the comments can be a show in and of itself. Gojatron was fantastic, absolutely. And the Toy Mama says she doesn't have a channel yet, but it is work in progress. Can't wait to see what you come up with there.
And I added a couple links in there too. I added a link to World Made of Cardboard's channel, and I added a link to Gojatron's channel.
Yes.
So you guys, those are clickable links. It's nothing but a wave of a mouse, and you can sub both those guys up in 2 seconds.
Please do support World Made of Cardboard. I'm going to plug him real quick, if you don't mind, Jones.
I'll put his link in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Go over there, watch his stuff. He's got links on these videos where you can download the PDF files to create your own play sets and scenes out of cardboard. All you need is a printer and some cardstock paper and some scissors and some tape and some time. And you can make alien worlds. You can make little bases for your G.I. Joes to play in with computer centers in them. And Joneser's busy putting those links up for you guys now. And please support all of this. And World Made of Cardboard says, I'm still getting used to Facebook and Instagram. Yeah. And thanks for putting those links up there for me, Joneser.
No problem. I think you've found the bottom of this sucker.
Yeah, I mean, World Made of Cardboard says no tape. All my models are tab in slot assembly. All right, he's right about that. But I do sometimes reinforce stuff with tape when I'm building them myself, and I do build cardboard scenes. And if you look at my Doctor Who slideshow video that I did years and years and years ago, that's still up here on my channel, and there is something that Joneser did with his son to do with the Dick Tracy figures. Yeah, it's Dick Tracy's office. He even got a removable what it looks like the light is on and off, so he can put the hot lights on somebody when he's interrogating them. Yeah, I mean that's ingenious, man. It works.
I have to say, I kind of maybe took a little page out of World Made of Cardboard's book there, because it's just a little bit of a construction paper. It's just a simple little prop. But we don't need to buy expensive toys to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of a little bit of fun, I had my birthday party over at my daughter's house yesterday. It wasn't really a party. I mean, it was just a get together of family. We sat down and we had lunch together. My wife had made homemade chicken strips and mashed potatoes and mixed vegetables, and we had homemade brownies that had a little Reese's cup, inside of them when she was baking them. Cool, it was neat. And when we got through doing that, we played some games. We played an ancient game called Wahoo. I didn't have any pictures of us playing that, but that was fun. If you haven't ever heard of it, look it up. It's fun, and you can make the game board yourself with a little bit of woodworking and some marbles. After that, we played some Uno with her roommate. My wife had to go to work, and the last thing we did before the day was over with was we played the mousetrap. And the version that we played was the one that I have here at the house that Sarah played with me and the family when she was growing up. And I was able to cut together a little video of us playing mousetrap, and I thought it would be fun to watch that. You ready, Joneser?
Absolutely.
All right, here you go, folks. Check this out. Mousetrap.
We're going in for the big cheese, so don't get caught.
Mousetrap! It's the zany action, a crazy contraption. The fun is catching its mousetrap.
Build a contraption to trap the other mice, but don't get caught yourself.
The fun is catching its mousetrap.
And we had a lot of fun doing that.
I love the. Oh, really?
Yeah, there were a couple of mishaps with the trap. I think that's part of the game. And I caught some of them, and some of them the wordy dirge were said, so I didn't put those on here, even though we do say dirty words on here sometimes, but we try to do that late at night.
Sure.
Getting back to the chat. So the chat got really busy while I was doing that. Let's see if I can catch it up right here. Susudio saying something there to Rick about bribery. So that must be something that they're talking about amongst themselves. I have nothing to do with bribery here, folks. I'm still getting used to the Facebook and the Instagram. Good luck. Me too. Yeah, we said that. Gojitron says cardboard dioramas are underrated. It's old school. It is. I love them. Tape is what I used to use. It just got too expensive for me. I wanted to put models up that required the least amount of extra stuff. Good for you, man. And yes. Rickster says, I have a mousetrap in my living room. Oh. Okay. Does it caught any mice? My wife has PTSD from the mousetrap game. Oh, interesting. And Miss Deborah says, I love Wahoo, Uno, Skipbo, and Rackbo. All right. Like a lot of O's and O's on there. I remember the ads, never played it. Yeah, it's a fun game, and we actually played it. And the version we had is they upgraded the gameplay to add the cheese pieces to it. You use the cheese pieces when you get in the loop. So if you land on the crank space and there's nobody to trap, you can start moving the other players by using the cheese. It's like you turn in your cheese pieces that you've collected, and you can roll the dice and move a player around and try to get them into the cheese wheel to trap them, which makes the gameplay go a little faster because it can get slow once you get in the loop. She got one from Christmas, and it's missing a critical piece. Okay. Well, there's always the Evil Bay where you can go and get the bowling balls and little steel ball bearings and all that to use with it. Miss Deborah says we played that a lot with Sir Clifton. I bet. Rickster says the game always reminds me of Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Okay, yeah, it's kind of got that vibe to it. Coin phrase, it's a trap. That a vintage mousetrap? Well, no, it's not a vintage one. I do have vintage one in my collection. I have one from the 1960s that came out way back then. That actually has the spring-loaded hand in it, and it has the big bowling ball that goes through the bathtub instead of a steel ball bearing. And the mishaps on that one are more so than the newer versions. They tried to make the mishaps happen less, but yeah. And figuratively speaking, says yes, that was. And Studio says, used to play Mousetrap when I was a kid at a friend's house. He had the Flintstones bedrock building blocks that were made from styrofoam. Now, well, that sounds cool. Sir I Like Salt, still with us, says simple things like Mousetrap makes me smile. It does. Having simple birthday parties with your family, doing things like that makes me smile. Sir I Like Salt says, this is a bribe, Bill, with a $10 super chat. I'm hoping that the bribery that you're bribing me to do is put on a good show, and that I'll do for you. If you want to enter the contest, I'll show you how to do that in just a second, but this can't help you do that. So sorry, the contests are not rigged here. My Mousetrap game doesn't have the rotary part. Rick, I can tell you what, all of that stuff, you can get it. And there we go. The super chat just showed up here on the overlay. Thank you, Sir I Like Salt, for supporting me. You've supported me since way back in a year ago, and I appreciate all the support I get from you, man. I'm going to end up putting you in the credits at the end just for these super chats, man. Radical Toy says that board game and Operation used to give me killer anxiety. I've got an Operation game in there too. It's vintage. It's not the new one. I like Operation too. Monopoly and Payday.
I didn't like it.
Monopoly is one of those. I like to play Monopoly, but it just lasts too dadgum long. Boba Hicks says Screwball Scamball was a board game. He used to get the ball bearings across spring-loaded traps. There was another clockwork game that was made like a Rube Goldberg that they made after Mousetrap. I can't remember what it was, but it didn't last long. But I wouldn't mind having that. The only ones available are vintage.
I used to like them weird ones,
and
like Hands and Don't Break the Ice and or what are they, Cootie and all them weird ones.
I remember those. I think we got a Cooties game in there that Sarah had when she was little, where you build the little bug, little Cootie bug. No fair. I Like Salt. And Rickster says, I Like Salt. You're not getting Boss Man. Don't worry, the contests are not rigged, folks, and I don't even think I Like Salt entered, but if he wants to, he certainly can. And I'm going to show everybody who hasn't entered yet how to enter here in just a minute. My favorite board game is Nightmare, great for Halloween themes. And I used to love it. Don't Break the Ice. I remember that. I never had one. Did you remember? You remember Don't Break the Ice?
Yeah, I'd mentioned it a little bit ago. Yeah, that was one I enjoyed. Another one that I really like and I loved, I had it as a kid, but to buy it back now is super expensive. What was Fireball Island?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I loved that game.
Well,
and, it's
I'm going to tell you a game. I'm going to tell you a game that I would love to have, and I had a commercial on the other night on the impromptu live stream Up All Night, and that's Dark Tower. Now, they weren't going to re-release it. They had a Kickstarter for it. I don't know how that went. I didn't get involved in that. I kind of wish now I had. But to get a vintage working version of that would cost you way too much money. But Dark Tower was a fun game. I never had one myself, but the guy across the street had one, and we played the hell out of it, and it was fun. Perfection. Yeah.
I hated that.
I was on the channel that had an actual wheel for the prizes, but you had to send a super chat in order to be on the wheel. I won and never got my prizes. Sounds like a scam channel. No. I'm not going to make you join my channel. I'm not going to make you become a member of my channel. I'm not going to make you put likes and stuff on there, do super chats or anything like that to join my contest. It's absolutely free to join my contest. All you have to do is send me the email, and I'll show you how in just a minute, and enter. And I like Salt was telling us that he was just playing. He buys what he wants, and but he supports the channel, and that's why he's here. And he gave me a $10 super chat, and that was a nice birthday present, I can tell you. So, here's one more little thing from the Peanut Gallery. The game of life is the most useless video game adaptation of a board game. One time I just pushed X without even looking at the screen, and I placed second. I like the game of life to play on a board game.
Well, I suppose it's almost like Candyland. Like I remember playing Candyland with my sons when they were little, and like there's no skill involved in it. You just spin the wheel and whatever happens, happens. And they'd get so mad if they'd lose, and it's like, really, you had no control over that. I had no control over that.
Candyland. I've got Candyland up there too. We played it with Sarah when she was a little kid. It's a little kid game, and then the rules are simple so little kids can follow along. And it's like Chutes and Ladders or Snakes and Ladders if you're over there in the UK. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same idea too, because you can't control that. There's no decision you can make that can affect the outcome. You just spin the little spinner, and wherever it goes, it does, and wherever you go, and whoever wins, wins.
The difference between a game of chance and a game of skill.
Correct.
Monopoly is a game of skill, whereas Candyland is a game of chance.
Right. It's like poker is a game of skill, and spinning the slot machine is a game of chance.
Right. Absolutely. We talked about the contest. If you don't mind, Joneser, I'm going to give everybody another shot at looking at how to enter the contest.
Absolutely.
It's time to play a Wheel of Fortune on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Enter to win Mossman. Email weirdfantastictoys@gmail.com. Include in the subject line contest Mossman. In the body, your name and mailing address. Include an optional screen name if you want something different on the screen. Winners outside the continental United States must pay shipping costs. Enter the contest to win McFarlane Superpowers Robin. Email weirdfantastictoys@gmail.com. In the subject line, include contest Robin. In the body, your name and mailing address, and optional screen name to put on the screen for the contest. Winners outside the continental USA must cover shipping costs. Tune in to the Sunday Hangout, Sunday, October 29th, 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central.
And Rick says he hated Mastermind. I'm going to tell you what, man. I am a Mastermind expert. That game is one of those games, if you're good at mentalism, which I kind of am, you can really get into somebody's head with it. And you have to in order to win. Bye-bye. And bye, whoever that was. See you later. Bill or Joneser, do you remember the game Nightmare? I don't. I don't remember that game, but maybe you remember Nightmare, Joneser.
I don't know if I do. I seen Adam had commented on it earlier. I'm not sure if I know what that one is.
So Studio had Chinese checkers, and the playboard was metal, and the pieces were actually real marbles. Yeah, I had one of those too when I was a kid. It didn't survive, but I did have that one.
I'm a Trivial Pursuit guy for sure. This big noggin's got a lot of useless information that comes in handy when that game comes around.
Absolutely, and you have to have a lot of useless knowledge in order to win any kind of a trivia game.
I love those. Like, and it's like the ones where like some people are good at the sports category, some people are good at the history category, or there's other ones that are just general knowledge. There's my game.
And the Radical Mom played the Snakes and Ladders. Yeah. And Rick said the board game that was played with a videotape at the same time, Nightmare. Okay. So it was like a Halloween game, I think. It was kind of a horror-based game. I didn't have any, as growing up, I didn't have any videotape-based games because at the time, you had to choose between, that was later on too. It's late 70s. I was probably in my, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old age. Videotape machines, you either got a Betamax or a VHS, and the Betamax was probably better quality, but it didn't last long. Jumanji. It was disappointing when it wasn't actually transported to the magical jungle world. There you go, baby.
I was disappointed when they had the Guess Who and the cards didn't talk.
Oh, really? Oh,
I remember the commercial.
Yeah, I remember that. Battleship. Yeah, Battleship was a game me and Sarah used to play with each other, and that was also a bloodthirsty game when we played it. A game called Couch Potato. You played during the commercials, and the questions are about what you were probably watching in the commercials. Interesting idea, at the very least. Gojitron had an Incredible Hulk smash game where you revved up a big plastic Hulk that would smash your buildings. I would like to see pictures of that. There you go. That's your titty Hulk. Yeah,
I never heard of this Hulk game.
Anyway, yeah. I do too. I want to see pictures of it, Goji. If you've got pictures of it, or you still have it or something, I want you to do a video on it.
Yeah,
and somebody did mention, I think it was War Made a Cardboard mentioned a Micronauts game. I'd never heard of that, but I
have an X-Men one. I got an X-Men board game.
Do you Americans call Snakes and Ladders Shoots and Ladders? No, it's called it's not called Snakes and Ladders over here. It's called
Shoots and Ladders. He's got it right.
Shoots, yeah, but it's spelled CH. But yeah, Shoots and Ladders. Yeah, that's what we call it.
Yeah,
because it's like little shoots that you're going down, not actual snakes on the board. I have a bigger Hulk size. Is it stuffed like his? Is it a
just a hand? We got the Hulk hands. I've punched my kids with those.
The Hulk hands are great, and I think they made Thing hands too, but I think the Hulk hands were more popular.
Yeah.
Let's go play with toys, man. That's what
I was gonna say. Are we getting into some Dungeons and Dragons stuff today?
Yeah, I want to do that. I'm ready to play with the damn toys. So you keep up with the chat while I do that. Answer them out loud. I'll pop them up on the screen, and I'm just gonna play with toys. So we got these guys already out. So I said I was going to open up War Duke and Strongheart. So I'm going to bring their boxes into view here. And we'll start, I guess, I'm going to start with my favorite. I'm going to be honest with you, it's the bad guy. It's War Duke. So we're going to bring him out of his box, and we're going to put him into an action pose there. And do that. We've been playing with Dungeons and Dragons toys here for a while here on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, and I've been slowly trying to find some of my LJN figures to show off with these, but I haven't found Strongheart yet. I don't know where he got off to. I saw Ringle run yesterday. He's over in the Superpowers closet where he was actually playing the Wizard Shazam for a while. Oh man, all that plastic crunching. And we got his shield right here. I'm actually going to put that shield in his hand here in a minute. And let's see, do we have a sword holding hand on him? Yes, we do. And we need his sword out here. And he's got a couple extra blades. Looks like a short sword or maybe a dagger here. I think that's a short sword. And he's got this wicked looking sword here. Does anybody know what kind of sword this is? A scimitar, maybe? Is that what that's called?
I think you are correct.
Yeah. And do we want to put the flame effect on his sword? I think I do. So I'm going to get the flame effect out of here.
You know, he kind of reminds me of the final boss on Golden Axe.
Flame effect to go on his sword here. And I'm going to put these extra hands, leave them in the box. I may need to get them out for something here in a minute, but we'll find out here in a sec. Get some of this plastic out of the way for just a second. And let's see if we can get him into some sort of a pose with this stuff in his hands. First of all, we've got to put his accoutrements into their respective slots on his body here. So which one goes where? I think this sword goes in this one, but I may be wrong. Let me see here. See if it goes in there. No, maybe it goes over here. Goes in that one. All right, goes right there. All right, so that's where that one goes. And I got to remember to keep myself on camera here, folks. There we go. Now, let's see about that shield. Do I need that hand, or maybe I need a more open hand to hold the shield properly? Let me see here. Do I need this hand to hold the shield? Let's see. I think I want to use the more open hand because I don't want to try to bend this around. So I'm going to try to take his hand off. Dun, dun, dun. Hand off. Hand on. And let's do this the easy way, folks. So let's put that on first. And let's put his hand through here. Show it on camera, Bill. Try to put that hand on. And boom. There we go. Now, we got his shield on upside down. Put it on right side up, Bill. There we go. So to put it on right side, to put it on right side up. Okay, so he holds the shield in this hand and his sword in this hand, obviously. That's something new to me. So I'll put this hand back on. Take this hand off. No. Leave this hand on. All right, so we're going to do this. Make the shield go into his hand first. Then put the shield on his arm. And put the hand back on his arm right here. And now then, that's correct. And SpaghettiOs. SpaghettiOs. I just broke the little chain holding this on, folks. Dadgummit.
Well, that sucks.
It do suck because it's a little tiny little thingy here to put it on with, and I can fix that. But it's going to take me a second, and I'm not going to do it on camera today. I may do it later, but that's kind of sucky. All right, so we're going to put the flame effect on the sword here. It just kind of pushes through. Oh, I don't know if y'all can hear that clicking sound. That's the plastic going across here. There we go. We got the flame effect on the sword. I don't know if it should go all the way down or not. I think that's as far as it goes.
After what just happened, I don't know if I would.
All right. So let's see if I can get this into his hand here. Once more, I think these figures are not ever meant to be actually played with. I think they're meant to be shown off and displayed in package.
Right.
But dadgummit, I want to play with my figures. That's what it's all about, is playing with this stuff, and I want to do that. All right, so now he's got his sword in his hand. Let's get him into an action pose here.
So I never watched this cartoon too much, and I'm not very familiar with the characters or what this was all about. Was this the big baddie bad guy, or was this like the boss's thug?
Warduke only appeared once in the cartoon. He was part of a toy line that LJN did that had nothing to do with the cartoon, really.
Okay.
And, but they let Strongheart and Warduke have their respective episodes in the cartoon. And Warduke was a bounty hunter or a warlord of some sort, and he had kidnapped the dungeon master and used him as bait to get the kids to, and he had them to come and save the dungeon master. So that kind of that episode ran. But so here we got Warduke with his flaming sword, and he kind of matches up with Venger in size, and I think he matches up okay with the kids because they're supposed to be kids, and he's supposed to be a lot bigger than they are.
Right.
So that kind of works. I'm going to pose his feet a little bit more here to try to get him to have this action stand here and actually stand up on his feet. So what do you think, guys? Does that look pretty cool?
A lot of them are commenting more or less on the figures are meant to be handled, says Shaitan's Hammer, and World Made of Cardboard says, I really wish toy companies would just make toys and not focus on collectors. Toys are meant to be played with. I agree, but I mean, honestly, if you follow the money, kids aren't playing with toys anymore as much as grown-ass men are buying them to collect them. That's just the way it is. You know, I mean, I'd hate to say that, but you don't shoot the messenger.
All right. Susudio wants me to take the comments off the screen. I will do that. All right. So
yeah, they were blocking your hand when you were assembling it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think I'm gonna go switch to the toy can without me on it too, and get the comments off of that scene as well. So
that would probably be better.
Yeah, there we go. How's that look, guys? Is that better? Rick says adults are buying, not kids. That's true. All of this stuff is for adults, and none of it is for kids. I don't think. And you know what's really bugging me right now is the fact that this scimitar sheath needs to be back in its place over here. And to do that, I'm going to have to do some delicate work because the link here has got a break in it where I can put it back on. And to do that, I'm going to have to use tweezers and everything. So I don't want to do that on camera, and it's bothering me because I have this OCD problem. But yeah, I'll fix that off camera because it's too delicate to actually try to do with you guys here in the room. So I may film myself doing that. That may be an idea for some future content. Much better, says Susudio. Shaitan Hammer said, if I wanted a statue, I'd buy a statue. Even if I'm not constantly moving my figures around, I want to touch them without fear of breakage. Absolutely, and you want to change their poses, which is one of the reasons why we buy figures instead of statues. If we wanted static statues that we couldn't move around, then that's what we would buy, but that's not what we want, right?
I like to switch the accessories around, switch the pose, move the characters around. I might even, like Bill says, take the little plane and say whoosh as it flies over the air.
Okay, the Strongheart package includes this shit right here. All right, don't eat this, folks, kids. This is not to be eaten. Okay, I want y'all to know that a safety message here from Bill. All right, so we got a sword. We got the scabbard for the sword. Over here, we've got the little dagger that goes in the outside part of the scabbard. And we also have something here that was never included with the LJN figure, and that is Strongheart's Golden Hammer. This was shown in the cartoon episode that he appeared in, the one episode that Strongheart appeared in. So I'm going to leave it in the package, though, because I want him to have his sword out. And I've got a larger collection of hands here than came with Warduke. And I may have to change out some hands. So I'm going to have to get a couple of open hands here in order for him to hold his sword. So we got one here to hold his shield. And we got one here to hold his sword. So get that out and put this back up. And let's go to town putting everything together. So first things first, his shield does go on this side, I do believe. Yes, it does. So I've got to take his hand out. And once again, let's put this part of the shield in his hand first. And it's faux leather. And this looks like it could break very easily or rip. So I'm going to carefully try to insert his hand into here and get that strap in there. And I may have to get a different gripping hand to do that with. So this is a sword gripping hand. I need a shield gripping hand. So I'm going back to the hand part here. And let's see. Do I want an open hand? I think I do. And this one here looks like the one I want. So I'm going to put these hands back where they came from. I need this hand here to go here. Right. So bear with me, folks. I'm doing the best I can. I want to make my figure look pretty decent here. I don't want to lose anything, and that's one of the dangers of all of this is losing the little small stuff. And as John from War Made of Cardboard knows, when it goes in the floor, sometimes it's eaten by the carpet. So we're going to put the hand in here in its place first, and then we're going to put it on like this. And that's the best way of putting shields on figures like this I've ever seen. So
that's the way I do it for my Masterverse figures, is just like you did there.
All right. And real quick, before I forget and lose this tiny little thing, this little dagger goes in this little outside scabbard. It's tied onto the outside of his scabbard here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we got to change out this hand here for a gripping hand. Oh, Bobby fell. Bobby has a hard time standing up with that big old thing in his hand. I'm going to use Sheila there. He's got his club wedged under her chin. And once again, I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to put the sword in his hand before I put the hand on Strongheart. So I'm going to have to kind of bend his hand out a little bit here. And that's nice and bendy, and it lets me do that, which is good. And now he holds his sword pretty well in his hand. And we'll put that in here like that. And let's see if we can't get an action pose going here with Strongheart, the good paladin. Let's see if we can get a nice little action pose here. There we go. And nice little soft goods cape here going with the ability to bend the little wire around a little bit and make it flap slightly. And now I want to add his scabbard into place here. There's a little faux leather deal here that his scabbard just slides into like this. Careful not to tear. And it goes in just like that, and that's how that fits into place. And there's a strong heart over here. There we go. Something just shifted below me. I don't know what happened then. That was my iPhone. Okay, good. So that was my iPhone, folks. So, I've got it down here at the bottom so that if somebody wants to worry me while I'm on here, they can. And I'm putting these hands back in the hand box as I'm working too, so I don't lose hands in the floor. I'm sure you guys have lost stuff in the floor before, and it's no fun. All right, there we go. So we got Strongheart here in his action pose. Let's move his shield down a little bit and get his face into view here. And his helmet does go down, which the original LJN figure did not have that feature. It was always open. So I'm going to open his visor back up like it used to be, so you can see his mustachioed face. And move his head down just slightly there. And let's bring Warduke around here where you can see him better. And without obscuring Venger. And there we go. Look at this. All right. We got them out, folks. Going to the chat here real quick. The carpet monster eats accessories. Yes, it does. So Warduke was left-handed. Cool. We will dominate this planet. Okay. Rickster used some of those salt packets for his fries. All right. Yeah. Susudio says, "Damn, I thought those packets were for eating. I thought those transported you to the realm of the figures. No, they transport you to another realm that you don't want to go to." What characters from the game appeared in the D&D cartoon? As far as I know, Strongheart and Warduke were the only two characters that were from the LJN toy line that appeared on the cartoon. As far as characters from the characters you created yourself, NPC characters from the game, I don't remember any of them appearing in the cartoon, but all of the monsters that were in the cartoon were monsters directly from the game. Yes. Let's see. Like the cable guy would say, let the games begin. One of the wonders of Origins, just plug weapons in. Yeah, the shields are a different story. Yeah, I know. Floor has eaten many of my toy parts. Rick says, I found a few Motu weapons between the couch cushions. All right. And finally here, Warmade Cardboard says, with great mustaches come great responsibilities. All right, I'm going to put myself back on the screen. I don't know where Joneser is, but there he is. Hey, Jones.
I was always there.
So, yeah. You just didn't want to show yourself on screen as you were looking at the comments, or are you afraid that you were distracted?
A little of both.
We're gonna have to get you out of that idea. You need to stay on screen so people can see your mouth move when you talk.
Well, I wasn't saying much, Bill. We were just kind of listening to you. And
well, I was hoping to get some comments from you while I was doing it, but that's okay. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed me putting the figures together and watching me actually break the link on that chain. It's going to be a simple matter for me to put that back on. It's just a delicate job that I'm going to have to do with a magnifying glass and a pair of tweezers. Wilhelm Toy and Hobby here. Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and happy birthday. Thank you, sir. Wilhelm Toy and Hobby has got his show coming on this afternoon at what, 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that. Will, please let me know. And we're plugging everybody's channel here. But anyway, yeah, I've got those done, and there's another thing I want to do is I want to get the Man-at-Arms figure out of the box, and we want to also work with Stratos a little bit. So we still got a lot of time. I just wanted to kind of pause for a minute and catch my breath after messing with those figures. And of course, after the show, I'm going to put that chain back on him. So I'm itching to hear. I know I'm sitting here running my mouth. I want to hear Joneser's opinion on some of this stuff.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Bill. I wasn't really a big fan of the cartoon. I didn't watch it, and I'm not very knowledgeable. So this wasn't one of those properties that was like near and dear to my heart. However, I did play a little D&D as a young man and a teenager, and so I'm familiar with D&D and the concepts and the character types and the role-playing aspects of it, but not so much of a fan of this particular cartoon.
Gotcha. Well, that's okay. As far as the LJN figures go, they were featured in the basic D&D game module. There were two of them. One was called The Quest for the Heartstone, and the other one was called The Shady Dragon Inn, where you could actually get the stats for the LJN characters and play them in the game. Yes, Rick, Naked Stratos. I bought a Naked Stratos yesterday. I'm going to swap a head out on him and make Stratos, the regular Stratos figure, have a Avian Warrior to go with him. And 3:30 is when Wilhelm Toy and Hobby goes on, and you're welcome, sir. And Miss Carol Geis is here. Hello, Carol. How are you doing today? Glad you could make the show. So I need to take a quick break. If everyone doesn't mind, I'm going to show a quick commercial or something so that I can take a break that is much needed for right now. And Melvor is here. Hey, Melvor. Love the show, and the D&D box set is amazing if you can get it. Yes, the DVD box set, I do have that in my collection. And there are two box sets for the DVDs, and the one he's talking about is the red box that has the stats for the kids in it, so that you can play them and play a D&D game using them. Mattel should have given us a weapon with Stratos. Well, Talos Dream Shop has the solution for that. You can go over and get all kinds of weapons for Stratos over there, 3D printed. The Emerald Staff of Avion is the one I got. But if you want to play with the chat, you can, or I can play this commercial because I've got to take a break. I can't hear you, Joneser.
Go ahead and play the commercial. I'm sorry, it's noisy here, so I keep muting my mic.
Oh, there's somebody working in the background here. I can hear them clunking around.
Well,
all right,
here's a commercial going, and all kinds of stuff's happening here.
All right, folks, I'm going to play this commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
We'll return after these messages.
Here are a few words about Levi's jeans and cords.
Levi's.
The citizens of Toothopolis remain ever watchful for
the cavity creeps! Chris!
We make holes in teeth!
Quick! Warn the Crest team! Chris! Cresty's trying to tell us something! The cavity creeps! Chris, come on!
We make
Let's give them the brush with Crest's fluoride. Watch treats, see your dentist, and fight the cavity creeps like the Crest team.
Fight cavities with Crest!
Imagine Eternia. Imagine the gate of fangs.
Eternia.
Batteries not included. Imagine the soaring sky tracks. Figures sold separately. The cavern of justice.
Eternia.
Imagine the power lift to the control chamber. At last, from the masters of the universe, the world you've always imagined can be yours.
Get yourself ready for a trip through McDonald land. Take along a friend and grab a hold of Ronald's hand. Follow Ronald McDonald through the land of apple pie trees. And don't be surprised if you meet Big Mac and Big Cheese. There's thick shaped volcanoes, you'll even find a French fry thatch. Now just turn around and see if you won't find a hamburger patch as you're heading for a McDonald's in McDonald land, a McDonald's in McDonald land, a McDonald's.
Coming from the farthest reaches of the universe to challenge the worst villains on Earth are the most powerful heroes ever in the battle of the Superpowers Collection. Hark! Batman being called to stop a dastardly deed. New from Kenner's Superpowers Collection. The Batmobile figures with power action sold separately.
Got you, Joker. Don't laugh yet. You missed the war. It's a trap. Activate battle ram. Trouble, Batman? Not my Batmobile on these days, too.
Is this the end of our heroes in the Batmobile? You decide.
If Monday's sad or Tuesday's sad, make a Saturday.
That's a Sunday.
Wednesday rains or Thursday's gray, make a Saturday.
Looks like a Sunday.
Instead of half a banana and a pineapple ring, add yogurt creamy smooth. Pop a grape on top, and that's a Saturday for you. Make a weekend treat any day of the week. Make a Saturday.
Now that's a Saturday.
All right, we're back. Let's see what I missed in the chat. Right, someone's breaking in your house, says Rick to Jones, or I guess he's hearing all that background noise. McDonald's ads used to be creative. You're correct, Shaitan's Hammer. Black Phoenix misses Ronald McDonald. Yeah, Ronald McDonald got fired. He's no longer around. Highlight saw commercial break. Yeah. Shaitan's Hammer said, did they sell a bat signal? Well, not back in the day they didn't, but I just so happen to have one here that I can show on the toy cam real quick. You can buy these. I bought this at Books A Million, and yes, it does work. There we go. And it does shine and show a signal. If you can see that kind of showing up there. But yeah, you can buy a bat signal, folks. And there's a smaller version than that. I don't have it here in the toy room with me, but you can get that as well. So what do we have on the screen here? We have Mini Comics Manny Faces, who I'm going to open first. And we have Neca Stratos, which I'm going to make a custom figure with, courtesy of Lee Customs. And I got a couple of these World's Smallest here, blind boxes, and we're going to open those up and see what's in those and then go from there. So let's start with Manny Faces. And we're going to go ahead and free him from his plastic prison. And we're going to do it the way I always do. We're going to just open that package right on up. I can hear everyone wincing. You're destroying the packaging. Well, the packaging is going in the garbage, so it don't matter. But anyway, real quick, we'll look at the front and do what we do. We Heroic Human Robot Monster, Master Universe, new for 2023. Modern posing retro play. Turn the head for 3 different faces, and there's a mini comic back there. The beautiful back of the box here. I love this. There's no cross sell back here. We have He-Man facing Manny Faces in his 3 different versions, with Skeletor looming in the background. And you can see Castle Grayskull over there on the side with Point Dread on top. So
now, Bill, I'm going to chime in here. Do you think because the back of this is different, that their original intention was for this to be a Mattel Creations exclusive?
don't it look that way? I bet you're onto something there, Jones. I really do. This was supposed to be a Walmart exclusive that never showed up at Walmart.
I want to say it was an Amazon exclusive.
There, thank
put
you.
it all over.
You're correct. It was an Amazon exclusive that never showed up at Amazon, and I got mine from the Big Bad Toy Store.
I think a lot of people did. I want to say Entertainment Earth was also an option.
Exactly, it was. So I don't know what happened there. Something weird. But anyway, I'm getting him out of his package here, folks. And are there any stringy dingies? There are. There's stringy dingies all over the place. Hate stringy dingies. The hatred of stringy dingies grows ever so much.
Bill, did you get an original Manny Faces release from Origins, or is this your first one?
I have an original Manny Faces, and we may even do a comparison here in a minute.
I don't mean a vintage. I mean Origins Manny Faces.
Yes, I got a vintage and I have an Origins Manny Faces.
Okay, so you got them both.
Yeah, and as far as the vintage goes, he's not in any position for me to get out, but I will get the Origins one out. The vintage one is in a box that's underneath this table here that I would have to go spelunking for, and that doesn't sound like
we're all good. If you want to see a vintage one, I got one behind me handy.
That'll work. That will work. We can swap, and you can do that for us when you get ready to show it. We can swap. But anyway, we got the Manny Faces here. Got him out of his plastic prison. He's got his regular face, his human face here. I've got a little bit of delay going on my camera here. Yes, there we go. Now that face is different from the one that was in the Origins version. I think the Origins version one doesn't look quite as angry.
No, he was more of a like the vintage, just a kind of a stoic, normal face, I guess.
And let's see if we can move the head around here. Now here is the monster face, and the monster face is significantly different as well from the Origins version. He looks more like he did in the comic. Also, if I'm not mistaken, Manny Faces first appeared in the storybook that came with the Point Dread playset, and then he appeared in the comic that came with him. Right?
Your guess is as good as mine. I am not sure of that. I remember him from the Mystery of Manny Faces mini comic that came with him. Right.
And here his robot face is, which is very significantly different from the robot face that was included in the regular version. The paint apps are almost the same, but they're different colorations of the skin and different colorations of his whatever that is that he's in there. This helmet and apparatus across him there. Which, we talked about this the other day. I mean, why is he in this thing? That's the backstory I want to find out about. I'm going to do a video all about just Manny Faces, and we're going to talk about that kind of stuff. And I'm going to research this. It's going to take me a minute to do, but certainly something I need to do for my own.
There are a few Motu characters that have kind of a bit of a cybernetic vibe to them. And I believe Manny Faces is definitely one that comes to mind. He's got like human robot parts. Trap Jaw, which Manny Faces shares legs with and arms with, I believe, especially on the vintage line, was a cybernetic or robot part character. There is also Mechaneck. There's Rio Blast. There's a few Motu characters that have this, cybernetic or cyborg feel to them.
All right, and this latency issue with my toy cam is killing me. All right, here is the sheet comes that tells you what you can take off. Apparently, according to this, you can take his arms off, you can take his boots off, and you can snap his torso in two and take the legs off. So these begin being included with the second wave or third wave of the Motu action figures, I guess, so that people who didn't understand to take them apart would find out. Revenge of the Stringy Dingy, says the studio. Rick, I don't like the skin tone on the first Manny faces, nor do I, Rick. I do like the skin tone on this one. This one, Joneser, is going to become my Manny faces for Origins, and the other one is going to go into a storage. Shaitan's Hammer says he kidnapped Tila off the attack track on her Skeletor spell. That's right. That was in the storybook of the Point Dread that came with the Point Dread playset. My Origins Manny Faces doesn't look like that. No. I think this one looks a lot better. I mean, that's my opinion. And Warman Cardboard says, I remember in the cartoon, Eternia was described as a place where science and magic were in balance. Yeah, science and magic were kind of equal on Eternia back in the way we thought about things. It was a merge of magic and science as well. So, which was a little different, you know, because you had Star Wars that had everybody was you had the Jedi Force and you had also spaceships and laser blasters and stuff like that. Black Phoenix says the mini comics Manny Face is available at Big Bad Toy Store, and yes, says Rick. And Warman Cardboard said that's why robots and magicians were together. Reminds me of another show called Thundar the Barbarian, where you had wizards on there, but you also had technology. And half the time it seemed to me like the wizard's magic was actually what was being interpreted as magic was just technology on Thundar.
Right. I don't know if this is just my head canon, but I always thought of the technology on Eternia was kind of like the equalizer, because for magic, and this is just in my opinion, only certain individuals can pull it off. It takes skill and dedication and practice, much like a master of martial arts. You have to learn the craft. Whereas for technology, well, you could put a blaster in any fool's hand and he can just shoot magical bolts just like that.
Bubba Hicks, masters of magic, spells, and illusions, enemies crumble in fear and confusion. All right, let's take a look at the mini comic real quick. And on the cover, it says The Faces Within. And we have Manny Faces in his 3 iterations here with Skeletor looming over here in the background. And obscured by the logo is Castle Grayskull. I would love to see whoever drew this as original version of this without the logo imposed on it. Wouldn't you?
Yeah,
all
it
right.
is.
Going through here, I'm just going to flip through the pages here, and looks like there's some kind of archaeological dig going on here, but it looks like it's slaves doing the digging. There's a box full of what looks like runes, some magic. Over here, looks like Manny Faces is as an actor, which is something that was introduced in his mini comic. Skeletor hanging out in the background, using his magic to mess with Manny Faces. Everybody laughing down at the bottom. Skeletor's got the runes. Who is this magician, folks? He looks familiar to me. Looks like they're eating Thanksgiving there. Skeletor, Manny Faces, and He-Man. There's the Talon Fighter from Point Dread. Oh, swoom! Evil Lynn, some fighting. Manny Faces turns into a monster. Fighting Skeletor. The runes are broken. Everyone becomes free. Whoever was trapped there, it looks like Faker. And this little guy here, I don't know who that is. Here's the runes, and that's the end of the comic. I'll have to read this to understand what was going on in here, folks. If you watch the replay, I guess you could hit the pause button and try to read along as I was flipping through those pages, but that's the mini comic that came with it. I've got a plastic bag full of mini comics that's going to be added to later. So, do we want to look at Manny Faces Origins figure and compare the looks. I think that would be a great idea. So out of the case that I have here behind me, that's this case here, folks. I'm pulling out this guy here so that we can compare them. And I want to warn everyone that the gun that he's got in his hand is a vintage gun because I like the looks of it better than the little bitty one that came with the Origins figure. So when you see this big old vintage gun in his hand, you'll understand. All right, so over here to the screen so you can see him is the original Origins version of Man-Faces with the vintage gun in his hand. Here's his face. Hand back here so you can see it better. So he's got a more neutral expression on his face. You can see the tubes on the top and bottom are painted, as well as this piece here in the front. He has a problem with his bilirubin, so he's got a jaundiced look to his skin. I guess maybe he's got some liver problems there, and his bilirubin level has gotten accelerated, and that's why he looks that color. I don't know. Let's move his head around and let's look at his different iterations here. So, come on, head. All right, head goes this way. Here's the monster, and that monster looks significantly different than the one that's on the other one. As he got the red eyes, his teeth are not painted. So let me put the hand back here and see if you can see him better.
Well, he's more reminiscent of the vintage look of that monster.
Yes, and that's what he was supposed to look like. And then around here, if we can get his head to move on around, there is the robot look, which looks like the vintage robot exactly to me, but it doesn't look like the robot that's on our newer version over there. So now we'll put them side by side and let you see them. If I can make him stand up on his own. I am going to swap his hands, folks. I'm going to give the Origins versions colored hands to the mini comic version who doesn't have colored hands. And what's really weird about this, folks, he's got flesh colored hands, but his flesh colored hands, let me get it in camera here where you can see it, are just the old hands, just not with the deco painted on them. So that's weird, odd, very odd to me. I don't know why they did that. I guess many comics, Man-Faces hands didn't have gloves on, but I'm putting those hands there on this figure here when I put him back in the box. So just so you know, let's put him to the side and we'll put them up side by side with each other. And let you see them in a comparison. You stand. There we go. Thoughts?
I honestly like the original Origins version better, but that's my opinion. I liked the skin tone, even though it was a little weird. I just thought it was a brighter look to him. He's more reminiscent to me of the Man-Faces I had as a kid. The mini comic one didn't do anything for me, but that's just one man's opinion.
All right, Rick. The reason that the other gun is red like that is because it's the gun that came with this guy looked exactly like this gun right here. Okay, I exchanged that gun for the vintage gun because I think the vintage gun looks better and it's bigger. What do you think there, John? Do you think I did a good thing?
I do. I liked the bigger gun as well. I suppose that was my one complaint with the original Origins Man-Faces was the gun was small, but it's also more realistic to what a gun size would be. Well, I don't think we walk around with these giant hand cannons.
Right. Well, this is all fantasy as well. So there we go.
Of course.
All that Eternium bar hopping has taken a toll on Man-Faces' liver. Okay. Some backstory there, folks, from John at the World Made of Cardboard. Rick says, and he will do the same thing with the hands on his. So he's going to swap the hands out on the new mini comic version with the hands from the old version, because it makes, in my mind, it makes more sense.
Well, is that going to work? Because that almost looks like a different shade of blue.
Yeah, but let's do this on camera. Let's show, not tell.
Right.
It's time to do this. Wish I had some toy ploy music to play in the background as I do this. We'll start with this hand here for simplicity's sake. And yes, it is a lighter shade of blue, but let's look at it on camera here and see if you can tell, Jones.
Barely can tell. I wouldn't have known if I didn't see it before.
All right. So there you have it, folks. Even though it's a slightly lighter shade, it's not going to matter that much. It's not going to be that big of a deal. It's not going to make me want to repaint it. I can tell you that now.
Right? No, that's good enough. Close enough.
All right. So since we got him finished, he's going back over here, and I'm going to put these hands on this guy here. So let's go ahead and do that. Since
that's going to look worse, because now he's
that's going to look like crap. But see, this figure here is going into the bucket over there with all the rest of it.
Actually, that isn't as bad as I thought.
Of course not, because on camera it doesn't nearly look as bad as it does in person.
I imagine.
So there we go, and let's see, color matches. Sort of. I think the conclusion here is it doesn't matter too much, right, Joneser?
I agree.
And I think Joneser is going to go and get the vintage version so that we can do a little bit of comparison time. And what I'm going to do, Joneser, I'm going to put us up side by side, so that they can see this. I'm going to put you over here in the hot spot, and I'm going to zoom in on my figures, and we'll see if that helps folks a little.
Well, Rick was asking earlier about the color, and I was wondering that too, because I think my Manny's gun is more orange than it is red. I wonder if different.
And so is mine. I think that's all a matter of camera look.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, the biggest difference I think for the vintage is the color of the skin, or if that even is skin. But you could see the things going up the side of his head. I don't know why that's flesh colored when it's clearly robotic.
Yeah.
The head won't turn because it's an 80s figure, but the faces are more or less the same idea.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have the articulation, that the Origins would have. It's a bit, but he does have your, he'll throw the gun and does the old school power punch. But there you have it.
All right. Yeah, there we go. So with this view here, you can see original vintage in Joneser's hand there, compared with our two newer figures, the new mini comic, and over there on the other side, the original Origins.
And my vintage is a Taiwan. I wonder if this color thing was a mistake or if they're all like that.
I think it was a coloring mistake, but I think that they were all like that.
Right. Yeah. Right. Both. But I was wondering, like, if Mexico ones or USA ones, or if there are different versions where it was.
I don't know. That's an interesting question. If anybody out there knows the answer to it, please sound off in the comments below.
That is the one part of my Motu fandom I did not dive into on purpose, was the different variations of colors and figures, because that is a rabbit hole all in itself.
Yes, and there are collectors who collect all the variations. I'm not one of those.
No. It is hard enough for me to even get anywhere near what I wanted out of the vintage collection,
Right.
let alone trying to get every different version.
Manny Faces was pop actor Rick's second figure back in 1983, and he looked it up, and they're all the same, just like yours, Jones. Or thank you, Rick, for doing that for us.
Thank you.
And I like Salt chimes in here, and he says, when playing with toys, do what you want to do. Swap, paint, trade. It's all fair. And he's right. Pixel Dance book is where Rick found the information from.
Perfect.
All right. So let me go back over here and do this. And swap us out and do this. All right, so this guy here is going to go back where he belongs, which is in this case right here, folks. For now, I think I'm going to swap him out with the one on display later, and that's going to be when I finish the show and start putting things away. But down into the vintage case he goes, and then back over here on this shelf behind me he goes. And I'm going to get the camera zoomed back out like this so you can see what I'm up to better, and take my ugly mug off the screen like that and move Manny Faces back a little bit out of the way into the scene. And what am I going to do next? Well, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new Neca Stratos bought from Walmart to get him off the shelf so I don't see him every time I go on Walmart, A, and B, so that I can make a minion or a avian warrior to go with my Stratos figure and have a reason for having a Neca Stratos in the collection besides just having a mini comic Stratos, and actually uses included accessories. So I'm going off camera here to open this box. Let me go ahead and pull him out of the box. And yes, that's all going in the garbage. The old ways here, we've got his wings in a little plastic bag. We've got rubber band stringy dinghies, which I don't know which is easier to get off and which is not, but I can remember the way to do it is to take the rubber bands off the arms first, and then he's got not rubber band stringy dinghies on his feet. He's got pad stringy dinghies on his feet. So that's kind of the best of both horrible worlds. Here we go. We pull him out. He's got cocaine hand right over here from sitting in his box too long. Let's pull this rubber bandy stringy dinghy off of his arm here. I can hear my wife giggling in the background. Feet out of here, and all this is going through the garbage. I've got a garbage heap over here to the side. Do I want to save the rubber band stringy dinghy? Yes, I do, because I can use that to hold accessories on him. Here comes Miss Paula into the scene. You change camera scene so that you can all see her. There she is.
You want to see me?
Yeah, they want to see you. Say hey to them. Oh, she's pulling her hair down, folks. Boom, 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 boom.
Stop.
All right. So what am I doing here? I'm pulling the wings out of the package here. And let me move over a little bit so that you can see a more beautiful view in the screen here.
I want to see you.
Yeah, they do. They love seeing you.
What's going on in the chat?
George Valentine has showed up. Hello, George. Good to see you.
I don't have my glasses.
And Rickster says, it's odd about that. I never realized this before. Rickster says, Jones never noticed the vintage Manny Faces, the pipes that goes around him goes directly into his skin. And the Rickster says, hello to you, Miss Paula.
Hello.
World Made of Cardboard says, why do they tie the figures down like that? We grew up with figures loose in the bubbles. That's right. And then the little dent in the bubble was to hold him down against the cardboard.
That's right.
They included it in this just for nostalgia's sake, but it does nothing.
Oh, it does nothing.
And George Valentine is saying hello to you, Paul. Say hello, George, back real quick.
Hello, George.
Here we go. And World Made of Cardboard is saying hello. So say hello, John.
Hey, John.
All right. Now, we're going to put his wings on, Paul. Are you ready?
Yeah, here we go.
All right. So the wingies go on his arms right here. So we got blue wings, and I'm going to keep his wings this nice deep blue, although I have some light blue wings over here, and I even have another set of red wings I could put on him. I want to keep him just like this. Now, what am I fixing to do? I am fixing to take his head off. Uh-oh, he got no head. Here you go, Paula. Hold his head for me, babe. And I'm going to reach over here, and I've got a sack.
You know that seems so long.
Well, yeah, I've got a sack of body parts here. That sounds kind of serial killer like, doesn't it? All right, so I'm going to reach in here, and I'm going to find the head I want to swap it with, and I'm going to show it to you close up on the camera so you can see why that matters. Here it is. All right, pop that old Stratos head right down in that bag. There we go. Ziplock this up. John wants to know what your favorite toy of your collection is, Paula. Go over there to your little scene that you have over there and find the figure that you love the best and just bring it over here and show him. Angel. All right, Angel. You'll see what she's talking about here in a sec. All right, can we see this? Here is the head that we're going to swap out, okay? What's special about this head? This head has no beard. He has a different expression on his face. This is a whole different head, and it's made by Lee Customs, and it is repainted and worked on, and it's not 3D printed. It's molded with so that.
Okay, you're gonna have to fix her.
Her leg had already popped off. We always just had her on like that. So yeah, I'll help you get that leg back on her. Anyway, there we go. We popped this head on, and now we have a minion or a avian warrior for Stratos to have. And question chat. I've got some toad feet over here that's pretty much this color, but they have big old nasty black toenails on them. Should I put those feet on him, or should I leave it like it is? Question for you guys in the chat. Y'all can tell me in the comments below or in chat. But
I would think if you want him to be different from Stratos, he's one of Stratos's boys, right? Then maybe just keep him with the rounded feet.
There
just
you
to
go.
Differentiate.
Angel.
That's kind of where I was going. All right,
There's Angel and Spike.
Angel and Spike. Okay, these are some of Paula's favorite figures in her collection.
You know Buffy?
From Buffy the Vampire Slayer, we have Spike and we have Angel.
You got to fix her leg.
And here's Buffy. The Buffy figure. These figures were kind of very, very delicate figures back in the day. And when this figure was bought, I don't know if
it was broke when I got it.
Yeah, it was broke when we got it. We tried to fix it, and basically we just pop it back on and pose her like this, and it stays in place. But if you move it around, it kind of pops off. But and Paula's birthday is on July the 30th.
Need to tell them all
if somebody wants to get her a birthday present, I kind of know what she would like.
Stop. They don't want to know all that.
Yeah, they do. So there you go, Warmare Cardboard. There is Paula's favorite toys out of her collection. That was fun, wasn't it, Joneser? Mattel should have done with Neca Stratos and reversed the colors from blue red. That's what they should have done. I agree. That way you didn't have to do what I had to do with some of my figures, and that's paint the wings red and go get vintage backpacks to stick on them so that you didn't have to paint the backpack jetpack blue. You agree with that, Jones? Or they missed the boat on that one?
And that was my biggest gripe, is because in my head canon, the wings are red and the jetpack's blue, and I think it looks better that way. you know, and Masterverse, they had that color pattern, in my opinion, right, you know, but in the Filmation cartoon, that's how he appeared. Red wings, blue jetpack.
Yeah, that was Angel and Spike that we showed off there, Rick. Those are Paula's. That's Paula's stuff, not mine. She's actually got a full library playset over there that they hang out in. One day it's going to be shown on the show. I've just got to get her to do it, and she's kind of camera shy. I'm getting her out of it little by little, as you guys can tell. So. Rick says we have the same birthday, Paula. You have the same birthday with Pop Actor Rick, Paula.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. And World Made of Cardboard says his wife's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Mrs. World Made of Cardboard. And says, I guess I need to think of something. Yeah, I guess you do. I hope you just now aren't just now remembering that. Well, here. I hope you're now not just now remembering that World Made of Cardboard.
What's those little plastic strings?
Those little plastic strings. I don't have any of those, but I have this little plastic stringy dingy rubber band. That might help you. I'll take that, she said. And the Rickster says July the 30th. All right. So back to the toy cam. I've got the Minion in place up there, and so we need a Stratos to go with him, right? So back over here, another vintage case here. Let me put myself on the screen so you can see me doing that. There we go, vintage case here. And I've got to pull the first layer off to get to the second layer and pull out Stratos. And if you guys want to, I'm going to pull, to see it, I'm going to pull out the Emerald Staff of Avion that's in here as well and show that off. Let me get this layer back in the case so I can put it back away. And I don't drop everything in the floor, which would be bad. Bad. Dropping floor, bad. All right, so back over here to me. And I'll do this over here because it's easier for me to show this on the camera over here. What I have here is I have my Stratos figure. This is my Origins Stratos figure and not my Filmation Stratos figure, which I have one of those as well. It's in a different case. The wings. The red wings come from Rey Mysterio from Masters of the WWE Universe, the first Rey Mysterio figure that they came out with. I got his wings. And I stole his backpack, which is basically a Classics backpack. Now, the little feathers on the front are painted red on this. Originally, I painted them blue because I thought the aesthetic looked better. So how do I put that backpack on him? Well, if you're familiar with the way the Classics backpack worked, you can actually pull it apart here and put it back together again, which is kind of hard. And I don't recommend that because eventually you're going to wear that plastic out. So what do? I take his arms off. I take his torso loose. And I just wrap that backpack around his torso. So I put his waist in the belt first as I pull the straps up around his arms.
Genius.
You know, and I watch my friend Todd over at Hebrew when he takes these harnesses on and off his figures. He's sitting there pulling the tabs loose and pulling them back in. And I'm cringing when he's doing that. I'm like, so much easier because these figures are designed this way to be taken apart, to just take them apart and snap the stuff on without wearing out the little rubbery plastic of the tabs on them like that. Now, does this stuff here wear out too? Yeah, but I think it's a little more durable. What you think there, Jones?
I agree.
Now, here we have from Talos Dream Shop the Emerald Staff of Avion. Now, it comes completely green when you buy this from him. And I'm thinking about repainting the orb so that it's a little different green color than the staff here, and painting the staff a little darker green color, and maybe even doing something with the knobs here as well. But right now, the green that you see is what the thing comes at. It's 3D printed, comes all green. But I painted the gold pieces on here to match what was in the mini comic in which this emerald staff appeared in. And as you can see, here's his open hand. The cocaine hand is not so bad on this one because I dipped that in some water and kind of repositioned the fingers on it some. So that's what you do for cocaine hand on your Origins figures. And I'll put that staff in his hand so he can hold that staff. Radical Mom says, hey, Paula. Oh, here comes Paula with a couple of figures here.
No, that's the same figure. This is the one that's broken. I just got that one.
Oh, so she does have a replacement Buffy. I guess I replaced that for her, and she didn't realize it when she got over there in the collection.
I had to go get in my box.
Okay.
Hey, how are you doing?
She says, hey, back to you, Radical Mom. But anyway, switching over back to the toy cam, I'm going to put Stratos over here with his new Avion Warrior, who is sadly missing anything in his hand. So what am I going to do about that? Well, I do have a solution to that, folks. You just wait and see. So Stratos over here, let me pose him and get his feet in position where he'll hold himself up. The Avion Warrior needs some sort of weapon to hold in his hand. And what do we have here? We have another plastic bag full of nothing but Origins weapon. Formatted Cardboard says, my phone's about to die. Put it on the charger, man. So what do I have in here? I have an axe. I have an original Castle Grayskull halberd. I have a sword, a mace, and I have a laser gun, and I have a small hand axe. So what am I going to put in his hand? I think I'm going to put that Castle Grayskull original vintage halberd in his hand. Formatted Cardboard's looking for the phone charger now. I don't know how old your phone is, but my phone charger in the living room is one of those wireless chargers. You just set the phone down on it and start the charger.
As I say, Bill, we're about 12 minutes over, and I got to get rolling myself pretty soon here.
All right, man. We're going to put this halberd in his hand, and then we're going to feed some ducks and say bye to everybody. That halberd fits really nice and firm there in his hand. So there we go. He's got something to hold in his hand. Manny Faces just fell behind him. Come on, feet pose. It's time for us to go. Everybody's fixing to fall against each other. If I'm in a hurry, and I shouldn't be.
I'll say you don't have to go, but I know I do in a bit.
Yeah, I know. There we go. We got everybody back in place. And there we go. Now, let me pull myself back up so we can say goodbye to everybody. And let's get us back in position here like we normally sit. And let's get some ducks going. I see the private chats. That must be you telling me. Quack, absolutely. If you don't have them already queued up, I'll queue them up. But we need the duck play. And say goodbye to everybody and say our final pieces. There we go. Ducks are starting to play. Thank you so much, Sarah Joneser.
You got it, buddy.
And thank you, everyone. We had an average 15 people throughout the show. I think it spiked up to 20 there at one point. That's pretty good for a Sunday hangout. I can't wait to see what my stats look like later on in the week when the replays start happening. Slow jam time. Got a wireless charger on the nightstand. Good deal, World Made of Cardboard. Boa Hicks showing the ducks. Great live stream, says John. Appreciate that, John. Appreciate everyone being here. Where can we find you at, Jones, on your channel and Instagram?
Well, you got me at Anthony_Joneser on Instagram. I think I'm Joneser's He-Man and Comics fan page on Facebook, and I'm Mo2Joneser on YouTube. And I'm probably on X and TikTok and a whole bunch of other nonsense.
And I'm over on Instagram at Weird Fantastic Toys on Instagram. I've got a Facebook that I pay no attention to. I've got an X formerly known as Twitter that I pay no attention to. I think I'm Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, Weird Fantastic Toys on Facebook and Weird Fantastic Toys on the X, but I had to spell that funny because I only had a few letters to deal with. I can't remember how it goes and don't really give a crap because I hate X and Twitter or whatever they call it now, or don't pay attention to it. I have others, but Instagram's the one I play on. Thank you all. See you, Black Phoenix. Good time, says Wilhelm Toy and Hobby. Y'all all go check out Wilhelm Toy and Hobby. He will be live here in about an hour and 15 minutes, and that will be fun. And in the meantime, I want everyone to have a good journey, and we'll see you next time right here on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures.
Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.